Scene script. Have you ever wondered why protein is such a crucial part of our diet? It's a question that's more pertinent than you might think. In the Western world, our daily protein intake ranges from 50 to 100 grams, a significant portion of which comes from animal sources. But did you know that our bodies also contribute to our protein supply in quite an extraordinary way? Let's delve into the fascinating world of the gastrointestinal tract, or GIT. The GIT is one of the most protein-synthesizing tissues in our body. The cells lining it, known as enterocytes, have a short lifespan of just 3 to 5 days. As they migrate from the crypts of the villi and are eventually shed, they contribute a staggering 10 to 20 billion cells daily. This shedding process adds an additional 50 to 60 grams of protein that our body digests and recycles back into our daily supply. Animal proteins are typically more efficiently digested than plant proteins, but thanks to the marvels of human physiology, we're capable of effectively digesting and absorbing large amounts of protein from various sources. This ensures that we're making the most of our protein intake, whether it's from a juicy steak, a bowl of lentils, or our own jit. Now you might be wondering, how does our body manage all this? Well, protein digestion starts in the stomach, where proteins are split into proteoses, peptones, and large polypeptides. The enzyme pepsin, which is unique in its ability to digest collagen, a major protein of connective tissue, plays a vital role in this process. But the journey of protein digestion doesn't end there. It continues in the small intestine and throughout the GIT, with any residual protein fractions being fermented by colonic microbes. So, as you can see, protein plays a vital role in our diet. But how does our body digest it? Tune in to the next episode as we continue our journey through the fascinating process of protein digestion. The journey of protein digestion starts in our stomach. Our stomach, a fascinating organ, takes the lead in breaking down the protein we consume. Here, proteins are split into proteoses, peptones, and large polypeptides. This process is akin to a complex dance where every participant knows their part perfectly. One of the key dancers in this intricate ballet is the enzyme pepsin. But before pepsin can take center stage, it exists in a dormant state, known as pepsinogen. It's a bit like a sleeping beauty, waiting for the right moment to awaken and perform its role. When pepsinogen comes into contact with hydrochloric acid and other pepsin molecules, it transforms into the active enzyme, pepsin. Pepsin, unlike any of the other proteolytic enzymes, has a unique ability. It digests collagen, the major protein of connective tissue. Imagine it as a specialized tool, specifically designed to take on this challenging task. This ensures that our bodies utilize as much of the protein we consume as possible, leaving no stone unturned. However, it's essential to remember that the stomach is merely the starting point in the protein digestion journey. Most of the action actually takes place in the upper portion of the small intestine. It's like the stomach sets the stage, and the small intestine carries the performance forward. The process of protein digestion is a fascinating journey that begins in the stomach. The proteins we consume are broken down into proteoses, peptones, and large polypeptides by the enzyme pepsin. This process is crucial for our bodies to absorb and utilize the protein effectively. However, this is just the initial stage of protein digestion. The stomach plays a critical role, but the journey is far from over. The small intestine takes over from here, continuing the process and ensuring that every bit of protein is utilized to its fullest potential. Digestion in the stomach is just the beginning. Let's move on to the next stage. As we move down the digestive tract, the small intestine plays a pivotal role in protein digestion. This is where the real magic happens, a place where proteins are broken down into their smallest usable components, amino acids. Enterokinase, an enzyme found in the brush border of the intestinal mucosa, steps up to the plate. When chyme, a semi-fluid mass of partially digested food, comes into contact with the intestinal mucosa, enterokinase swings into action. It transforms inactive pancreatic trypsinogen into active trypsin. This activation process is crucial in protein digestion. Now, trypsin is no lone ranger. It's the major protein digesting enzyme from the pancreas. But it also has a side job. It activates other pancreatic proteolytic enzymes, essentially kickstarting a chain reaction of protein breakdown. Among the supporting cast are pancreatic trypsin, chymotrypsin, and carboxypeptidase. These enzymes are like a demolition crew, breaking down intact protein and continuing the breakdown started in the stomach. Their work doesn't stop until small polypeptides and amino acids are formed. Think of these small polypeptides and amino acids as the bricks and mortar of the body. They are the building blocks that our body uses to repair and build tissues. Proteolytic peptidases, located on the brush border, also get in on the action. They break down the polypeptides even further into amino acids, dipeptides, and tripeptides. This is the nitty-gritty of protein digestion, where proteins are stripped down to their bare essentials. And remember, all this intricate work is happening in our small intestine, a part of our body we seldom think about. It's a remarkable process, and it's happening right now inside of you, breaking down the proteins from your last meal into usable parts. The small intestine does an impressive job, doesn't it? But the job isn't done yet. The next scene will take us further into the journey of protein digestion, revealing how our bodies absorb these tiny building blocks and put them to good use. Stay tuned for the next exciting chapter in the story of protein digestion. The final phase of protein digestion takes place right on the brush border. This is where the last act of the protein breakdown drama unfolds. It's a scene filled with microscopic yet mighty enzymes, working tirelessly to ensure that our bodies get the nutrients they need. The stars of this scene are the proteolytic peptidases. These are enzymes that have a pretty complex job. They break down polypeptides, which are chains of amino acids, into even smaller chains. These smaller chains are known as amino acids, dipeptides, and tripeptides. So, let's imagine a chain of beads where each bead represents an amino acid. Polypeptides are like long chains of these beads. Proteolytic peptidases are like tiny, precise pairs of scissors, snipping these long chains into shorter ones. But the job isn't done yet. We still have these shorter chains to deal with. This is where another set of enzymes come into play, the peptide hydrolyses. These enzymes have a very specific role. They take the dipeptides and tripeptides, which are just short chains of 2 or 3 amino acids, and break them down into their individual amino acids. Returning to our bead analogy, the peptide hydrolyses are the final pair of scissors, snipping the last few links in the chain until we're left with individual beads. These individual beads, or amino acids, are what our body needs to function properly. This is the final phase of protein digestion, a crucial step in our body's ability to get the nutrients it needs. It's a complex process, but it's also a testament to the incredible work that our bodies do every day to keep us healthy and strong. Now we've broken down our proteins, but what happens next? Stay tuned as we delve into the fascinating journey of absorption in the next scene. The end products of protein digestion are absorbed as both amino acids and small peptides. The absorption process is a fascinating one, involving several transport molecules that cater to the different amino acids. Each amino acid is unique, varying in size, polarity, and configuration. To accommodate this diversity, our bodies have developed specialized transporters. Some of these are dependent on sodium or chloride, while others are not. Now let's talk about dipeptides and tripeptides. These are smaller chains of amino acids, with dipeptides consisting of 2 amino acids and tripeptides comprising 3. A considerable amount of these small peptides are also absorbed into our intestinal cells. This absorption doesn't happen by chance or passive diffusion. It involves a process known as active transport. Here, a specific peptide transporter works hard to usher these dipeptides and tripeptides into the cells. Once the absorption is complete, the journey is far from over. The absorbed peptides and amino acids are then transported to the liver. This transportation is facilitated by the portal vein, a major vessel that carries blood from the gastrointestinal tract and spleen to the liver. In the liver, these peptides and amino acids undergo metabolism. They're transformed, broken down, and repurposed to serve various functions in our bodies. Some are used for energy, others for repairing and building tissues, while others still are involved in creating enzymes and hormones. Once the liver has done its work, the metabolized products are released into the general circulation. From there, they're distributed throughout the body, reaching the cells and tissues that need them. So you see, the journey of protein in our bodies is a complex and fascinating one. It involves intricate processes of digestion and absorption, underpinned by a range of physiological mechanisms. And that, dear viewers, is the journey of protein in our bodies. From ingestion to digestion and absorption, it's vital for our health and wellness.